Like a light, lighting up in the dark. You make it right, I forgot how to act. It's so classic. Every time you make me nervous and I lose my words. It's been a while since I forgot the most simple words. I feel calm when you're around, like nothing can break me. Now I know why it never worked out before. High low, it would always turn out bad, so bad. But every time we start a fight, we always stop in time. We both know how to be gentle, never cross the line. I feel calm when you're around, like nothing can break me. Yeah, yeah.
There? Okay, there it is. All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to Assembly. We are back for another Monday where we do some mob programming where we code together on an SE2 AI challenge together and we make a bot that wins. So I'm here, Drekken, and I'm excited to be here working with you to get a bot off the ground. And this month, since assembly's been broken into month related projects, we're kind of encapsulating. This month we're working on a challenge, specifically a pathfinding challenge. We're doing this beta. I built this challenge. This challenge is untested. I haven't tested it with anybody, and so we're going to be kind of testing it and building it. I built it, and so we're going to be breaking it together, and then I'm going to fix it and hopefully maybe release this as a challenge. Well, not hopefully, I will release this for a challenge for members to take advantage of, and also for the general membership. Like, we'll have it up for everyone who is also not a member at some point. But yeah, we're gonna be breaking down this challenge, and as always, we'll see who will join us for this week. So if you're one of the Versus AI members, if you're coding with me in the membership, just jump on the Discord. We'll get coding together. If you're not, that's okay. That's what this part is for, because it's mob programming. Speaking of which, let's get over the rules of mob programming, shall we? Okay, so let's presentation mode. Okay, how does mob programming work? There are 3 parts of mob programming work. If you're familiar with pair programming, it's essentially the same thing with one extra step. You have the driver, navigator, and the mob. Driver is going to be the hands on the keyboard, actually typing. Navigator is going to be keeping an eye on the project, where we're going to go, give suggestions on, or sort of direct where the coding happens. And then there's the mob. That's you guys here in the chat. You're going to be doing sort of a little code review and suggestions of what we shall do. Benefits increases your code quality, but the most important thing is that we get to kind of share and learn from each other, ask questions. People who are more experienced can help people who are not experienced, and vice versa. And then the rules, fairly simple, very easy rules that we do here each week. The driver is only one coding, so if you are the navigator, you're not coding. Navigator just reviews. No micromanage, no backseat coding where you essentially tell them what to do, exactly what to code. Unless they ask. If they ask for some help, then that's okay too. And then we do 15-minute rotation, 10 minutes break. This is something we actually should do, and I don't do enough of, is a little bit of a break. And then I always like to make sure we leave off with always working code. This is a personal rule, but since I'm running assembly, it's their assembly rule too. And the last and most important thing, this is actually a rule that goes all throughout: no judgment, right? No judgment, judgment free. You can totally help, support, but we are all of different various levels, and we're here to support each other. There's no need to, make fun of someone because they don't know, or they should know, or you think they should know because of XYZ. That's not what we're here. We're here to learn together. There are tons of places on the internet if we want to go and do judgments. This is not one of them. And this is not, and do not, I want to be clear, this doesn't mean no feedback. That's not what this means. No judgment and no feedback are not the same thing. 100% feedback is welcome. Suggestions are welcome, but judgments in the way that you sort of say, hey, you should be XYZ, you should know XYZ. How don't you know XYZ? I think that is not very helpful. Suggestions help to build up, not tear down. Basically, that's what that can come down. Build up, not tear down. Okay, so, and then if you want to join versusai.net/join, there's a little bit of a application just so I can get an idea who's joining in, because this is not going to be if you're totally new to programming, period, this isn't the space for you. Not to say that you're not welcome to totally watch, but if you're completely new to programming, this won't be much help for you. If you know Python, if you have some familiar with Python, and you're just learning you want to learn to build a bot, this is the space. This is where you need to be. That's kind of level, and we're 100% go there, fill it out. Very easy, super easy form. Okay, What else do we need to know? Okay, that's it for that. Easy peasy. Where did we leave off? I guess really the question. Where did we leave off? Well, where we didn't leave off? With the code editor. So apparently I have no code editor. Let's see if I can figure that out. We left out without a code editor, it seems. Oops. Let's see if I can, where that code editor went. Code editor. Where are you? Oh, I see. I had switched files. So my OBS didn't know where the code editor was, but I switched files. Here we are. Okay. So, as always, we like to start off with a bit of, hey, where are we? What are we doing? Get a little bit of coding music up. Oops, actually, I don't want to turn it up on me too high. You know what? Let's keep it at that level. 20% feels just about right. You don't want to be killing anybody. Okay. Let's double check what we were dealing with. Okay, come on. Okay, well, we're loading up. Music's pretty good today. Even though it's the same playlist every week. I don't mind. And if it's just us today and we actually solve this and we get this done, I will work on my other bot. Oh, let's see what's happening here. Oh, shit. I wasn't paying attention. So at this point, we have no clue where the solution lies. In all reality, I should actually have it that the solution actually does randomly spawn in a random location. I actually end up changing that. So oh. So what we got is this little algorithm going, and it is just like a deep DFS algo going, just scouting the map, getting a feel for everything is. And this is just one solution. We'll see what. Okay, while it does that, I'm going to take a look at my notes. Okay, so I actually got some feedback for some people, and we'll see if we can incorporate that into this. Is that we got to... Oh, I need to pay attention to this. Where'd it go? I took my eye off it for half a second, and... Oh, there it is. Took my eye off of it, and then it's already run off. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Now, I have not solved this myself before, which is, I kind of dreamt it up. So half the fun is going to be solving it and figuring it out. Ooh, let's see what happens here. Interesting. And so this little algo is just popping in and out where it's been, where it hasn't been, and it just keeps trying. Just trying these places one at a time. Nothing too fancy. If I remember correctly, we do have... What do we have in this check? It's just... Oh. Now, in the past, we got stuck here on these minerals. And I suspect this may be the case still. Oh. Oh. Okay, we got out. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay, so I thought we got out. Probe seems to be stuck. That's okay. That's healthy. It's healthy. We right now we have a problem with this mineral patch. And let's see if we can solve that problem. So as I've come to understand it right now is that our little our probe is not taking in consideration whether or not it can actually, if the path is walkable or not, and that's why it's kind of getting stuck, because it's trying to go to a place it can't walk. So part of that solution will be to modify the grid a bit. Now, one of the pluses of this is that, I guess for you and for me, is I actually play around a lot with frameworks. So I don't usually dig into the stuff like pathing and stuff. So you're going to be learning in real time. I don't pretend, and I will not say to anybody on the stream that I am an expert by any means, but I am super into learning, and I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to figure it out together, and that's part of the fun. So as I understand, though, we're going to need to do map data. So there's going to be a little bit of researching on my part. I did some researching ahead of time, but I didn't quite get it. And so I am going to have to, if it looks like I'm looking up stuff, it's because I don't know the answer per se. So if we but I do know if we give it a grid, how can we incorporate the grid into this? So if we said something like, can we just say grid? I guess we have to give it a pathing grid to solve this. NP. Do we have numpy? Did we import numpy in? We did not. So np numpy as np. Okay. And then if we say something like, oh, it's already asking. It's like, you want to have so if we numpy array equals self dot map data dot get pi star grid. Now, what I understand, I've been Dog Tato, my dude. Why are you not up in here with me in the chat? Oh, you are. Scared the shit out of me. I'm like, why is Dog Tato not here? It turns out he is. Good old dog Tato. Okay, let me actually double check to make sure your voice is pulled in here so that the stream catches and doesn't sound like I'm talking to
Test,
myself.
test, test.
Oh, give me a sec. I have to click the button. Okay, now try. Oh. Nope, nope. Give me a sec. See if Discord's pulling. Oh, you know what? I switched my defaults. Give me a sec. Discord up. Let's try now. Move this to
Check
chat.
1, 2.
Yep, there we go. We're good. We're Gucci. Cool. All right. Cool. Okay, we are flying. I pinned you in the link for the chat for the voice. So tell me if you can see it. It'll have the link to join up in our join. Oh, authorize session period code upon our new access. Sure, why not? All right. Let me add dog Tato. Okay, so I don't know if you saw what I pulled it up that the probe is getting stuck on minerals. So next thing I was gonna try is give it a pathing grid, and or rather, I think I'm gonna change the pathing grid here to this grid here and see if that should make a difference. This was suggested by Rasper. So let's actually I will gladly let you go first.
Oh, is this part of his framework?
Yeah, no, it's actually part of the
Oh yeah, it must be.
It's not part of his framework, it's part of the actual map data. So the we're using the map analyzer, and his framework uses the map analyzer. So he actually knows the map analyzer fairly well. So I actually have never played around Map Analyzer, and that's kind of what sparked me to do this, because I wanted to get to used to the Map Analyzer. His framework, he takes advantage of this, and so this challenge only has the Map Analyzer in its raw aspects. As I understand it from Rasper, he actually has his framework has a bunch of grids attached to it, and he takes and molds it and uses and makes grids, which I'm hoping to do for the next part of the challenge, is to use creating our own influence map, which I've never done before. So that's not, I don't think that will be done today, but we'll see what this takes us, see if this solves it, and we'll see. Okay. Cool. All right. Do you want to give it? Do you want to take over? And,
I'm just reading what this get pi a star grid does.
as I understand it, it just essentially gives a weight to unmarked. Marked positions are 1 and none are 0, or is it the other way around? I don't remember.
Interesting.
Are you reading just the notes, or are you reading it from somewhere else specific?
I just moused over it, and it's just like the built-in doc.
Okay, it's a built-in doc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just.
After you get the grid, you can have your own. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really. Is it like a similar where you can treat it like a 2-dimensional array?
Yeah, so I was thinking we can just replace our current pathing grid, and maybe just like how we have it 0 and 1, we could probably just use it, because as I understand it, this just returns 0 is, let me see what Rasper said. Rasper said One difference with this grid versus the one you've been using is unpathable tiles have a value of numpy inf rather than 0. Pathable tiles are still 1 by default. So actually, maybe I don't know what that means. Infinite? Numpy.inf?
Oh, so it said what value is
So currently
inf?
we're using 0, and it just says the one difference on this grid versus the one you've been using is the unpathable tiles have a value of np.inf. Is that infinite or is that Oh, I see.
I
Interesting.
don't know if it's uppercase or lowercase though. I don't have auto
Um,
completion. It looks highlighted on your screen though, so I guess that's good.
yeah, it says np.inf. So I
I was
mean,
also thinking we might take a 0 out of that number.
well, I mean, maybe we could have done like what did we have before? Was it greater than 0?
Yeah.
Was it because it was doing fractionals? Actually, it doesn't matter. I can't remember now. But
No.
no.
It wasn't trying to path anywhere like that unpathable from the grid, I don't think. Like it wasn't trying to go like off the edge of the zone, for instance.
Okay, well, I guess we can see where this takes us.
Like yeah, it got hung up on minerals, but it wasn't getting hung up on the edge of the map, which
No,
is
it wasn't.
what it would happen if it wasn't detecting pathable correctly.
I think maybe this grid also takes minerals into considerations, perhaps. I'm unsure.
Yeah, that would quickly fix it. I was thinking a second version of this. You could include vision, and you could write a little helper function that when the position is visible, it returns where the position you're trying to get to is.
You mean like remove the fog of war or keep because right now the fog of war is removed.
Well, you keep the fog of war, but like you don't know where you're trying to get, right?
Well, right
But
now the fog of war is gone on this map, so the fog of war is gone. So technically, the vision is oh, something happened. Yeah, it died. Object has no attribute dot width.
I think you just have a function that says like return true if that position is visible. It's just a hard coded position, and then the goal is to write it to search until that's true. Because that's a lot different, taking vision into account, than just pro position. Anyways,
are we talking about the next step of this would be
yeah, but this is so. Oh yeah, it doesn't have width. I don't know what numpy in the array is. Hold on.
let me.
It must have some built-in functions.
To query what is the cost in a certain simple do migrate certain point where a certain point is a tuple or an SE2 position point 2. Request a new graph pathing grid. This grid will have no pathable cells set to numpy.inf. Pathable cells will be set to default weight, which is 1. Okay. For X in the range of. So in here, what are we're using? Oh wait, was that actually my default? Maybe I have to make sure I change that on the actual default.
I can't type there. So it doesn't have a width, but it does support length, but I don't know what it means. If you say length of this, what would it return, like a single value, or would it return like a list?
Good question. Let me pop in the power of. Can I access my?
See, how do you print stuff to console for debugging? I'll just print.
Oops, I just pushed the wrong button. Uh-oh.
So let's just investigate what we can get from this.
Oh, there's it. Let's wonder if ask AI in a sec. What can NumPy return? If not,
You need to read dot size. It does have dot size. Number of elements. Oh, product of the raised dimensions. That's not useful.
rows, columns, length, depth, rows, columns. Can I get it to check? Actually, check terminal. My error. Give me feedback.
I don't. Or columns and lengths functions it has.
Sorry,
I'm not seeing that.
Control C. Oops, actually I need to take this all with me. Controls, okay.
Date type. No, data type is not useful.
Occurs when
Indem.
I see the issue. It says shape 1.
Oh, shape.
Shape
Oh,
1.
tuple of array dimensions. Yeah, here we go. Okay. In that case, it should be great dot.
Shape 0, and then.
Or, well, it doesn't matter. Order, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a tuple, so that work and well, whatever. Kind of curious what that prints, but
Let's find out. Okay, so you're saying again for the next version of this, it should be no vision. And what happens when you get vision of the location?
you just have a function that returns true if the location is visible. So you just have to search around until it returns true.
Yeah, I think that maybe I actually should have that as this version. Now, in hindsight, that's I think what I'll end up doing. I'll modify the first version, because actually I kind of want to simulate, like it could be like scouting, right? Like that would be kind of like scouting. And so yeah. I like that idea, because I kind of wanted these challenges to replicate a real world scenario, a real bot world scenario. So I'd probably turn off vision.
Well, I mean, even this version was a lot to get done in one session but like that's not how you actually move around.
no.
Checking it physically. So
yeah. Because the next one, I think what I'll do is because I was thinking of 3 stages of this, and so the first one would be I'll remove the fog of war, or I'll bring back the fog of war, and you have to find the location. If you find the location, true X, Y, and Z. And then the second one would be I would actually put the location you need to go to is known, but the path has units that can kill your probe. So you have to have either you'll have to make a grid or something to be able to detect danger and avoid it. And so I'll probably make the units the danger static or patrol. I don't know. We'll see. I think static might be the best. And then the last one, I would probably you ditch the probe and it would be a Reaper, and then you would have to use cliffs and cliffs, yeah, cliffs and or jump places to jump on. So, or at least that's my running thought.
Well, it seems to be fixed.
Oh, yeah, he seems to be.
Although I don't know. We don't know for sure if it's because I deleted a 0 from its give up on a position, or if it's just not pathing there because of the different grid. I suspect it's the different grid.
He definitely gave up faster. In the past, he would it's a lot faster this time.
Well, it is like 10 times easier to give up now. At least in the sense of like how far did you move in the last frame?
Yeah.
And with it as small as it was before, maybe like even when it was stuck against a wall, it was like a rounding error, so it was fluctuating.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I think that's what we suspected last time. It was a rounding error. That's what it was causing. But at the same time, it was still trying to get to, I guess, maybe some of the sections where the minerals were sitting onto because we're just popping out places you haven't gone and then keeping track of where unvisited, right? And so if it's like, oh, I can't get there. But you're right, though. We should have given up earlier, so I don't know why I didn't give up. I guess we'll find out. Let's see what happens. This is about where it... Actually, I think it took a different path here. Usually it comes up and goes around. I wonder how that affected it.
That's where the different grid might matter. I don't know.
Well, it's coming up, so we'll find out in a second.
It zooms. Oh, it almost got stuck there.
It did. I know. I seen it. Oh, I think it's gonna leave. Oh, it did it. It went past. Okay, so it's out of the woods because it didn't make it past that last time. So,
yeah, so I think that's a successful version 0.
Yeah, let's see let's see if it makes it to the goal. Well, it's gonna eventually make it to the goal. We'll see.
It might go all the way back to
the bottom,
the like 4th base. Yeah.
I wonder if we give it some heuristics, see what happens. But it will technically, if there's no fog of war, it has no clue which direction to go. Unless you tell it somehow it's like somewhere in the upper quadrant. Yeah, so I think what I'll do for the next one, what I'll do to modify this is I will bring back the fog of war, because I thought not having the fog of war would make it
yeah, that lets you use the is visible function instead of having to count vision range yourself.
Right. Let's do that. We'll bring back and that's an easy change for me. I can actually do that right on stream, perhaps. We'll see.
Can you spawn in a an enemy unit at a random location?
Yes, I can do that. that will be harder than me just turning off the vision, but because the enemy units, I'm not that proficient in the editor, so I actually have to kind of figure out the trigger of turning on, and it's the random part, random location part. I have an idea of it because I know how to spawn the actual thing in random locations, which I'll probably turn on as well.
I was thinking you could probably do it like through the bot script, but I'm not sure. I've never messed with that myself. Like debug spawn unit, kind of like
I
the other cheats.
I don't know if this does it have like, yeah, this is just map data, so I don't know if you can, like, I think Rasper's Eris framework can spawn random stuff. So you can, if you're using Rasper's framework, you can 100% use debug and spawn random stuff. But I don't think this is just this is a plain Python SE2 just with
Yeah,
map
I think you
analyzer.
can do await self. I mean, Google's AO overview says await self.client.debug create unit,
Really?
and then
I
unit
mean, we can
type.
give it a try. I've never tried that before. But where would it spawn? I guess, how do you control where it spawns?
You pass a unit type, an amount, a location.
Okay, well, while this is
Supposedly.
doing, why don't we give that a shot? Let me actually first let me commit this. This is I'll call this as a commits full solution.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
I'm gonna say this is
check that this is like real, because I never really trust.
well, we're gonna keep the window open. I'm not closing it. We're gonna make sure it actually gets there and not get stuck and not assume. But in the meantime,
Okay, yeah, here. Debug create unit. Takes a list of unit spawn commands, which
is that a Python SE2 thing?
yeah.
Okay, let's try it. I've never seen this before. This is gonna. I still would probably want to do it in the map only because I wouldn't want the person who's ever doing it trying to. Well, I guess I could probably just put it in a file or something, perhaps, maybe.
Well, I mean, you could make it random and like, yeah, they could just print it out themselves and say go to that unit, but
Yeah.
it's kind of.
Well, I guess it's not so challenging there. Okay, well, why don't we give it a shot? Let's see what happens. I'm curious. You can still operate. You can still type while this is going.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the syntax for this function.
Okay.
We'll spawn. Oh, last is player ID. Okay.
Player ID, as in like what? Like there's no this is a custom map, so it doesn't show. I think it's only player 1 and there's no player 2. So does it have to have a computer? I guess maybe we'll find out in a second.
Yeah, in theory.
Okay, well, we'll find out. Maybe we could probably re-add.
Unless you could spawn like a destructible, I guess, that doesn't make it neutral.
No, we
I'm
can
not
try.
sure.
We can try giving it player ID. We'll see. Let's give it. Let's first see if it works, and then if we need to give it a player ID, we'll give it. We'll try. I'll turn back on the computer, and then we'll probably give it the player ID of the computer and see what happens. Okay. While this goes, I wish I could just put this on a follow, so I don't have to be constantly watching it. But is there a? Can I just go insert? Nope, that doesn't center it. Oh, did it come all the way back? Oh, it did come back. Should have done a smaller map in hindsight. Oh, actually, I remember. I remember why I did this map because it's in the map data. That's why. Because you can't. I didn't want to have to create a whole new map data for a map that didn't exist. Now I remember why I didn't just do a custom map. So initially, I was going to make a custom map, or not gonna, like pull out a custom map like the flat something or what other, and just do that. But I don't. The map data, as I understand it. I mean, maybe maybe I could just do a custom map, and you don't need a map data. Did we? Oh, we did use map data for the grid, so you do need it.
And then yeah.
I wonder what happens after it's done all
It's
the
okay, it
locations
takes time.
here. Is this gonna jump to the other side? What is it gonna do? Oh. Oh, it's going nuts. Oh. Oh. It's going again. Okay. All right. Let's see what you got over there, Dog Tenno. Can I just close this temporarily without closing the actual game screen?
I'm just trying to think of how to pick a random position from the pathing grid.
You could use random.
Yeah,
Import
but
random.
yeah, and I can just iterate until it finds something that is pathable. Yeah, I'll just random.rand int, and then we say grid dot.
Wait, how do I
Close the-
follow your? Make sure I'm following your cursor. Where is it? Code remote explore. Whoops, that is not the right thing. There it is. Follow Dog Tato. Aha, there we go.
Let's see, this checks. That way, so.
But maybe I can. I don't want to make it too small. Maybe I'll just move it over.
Zero.
All right. So you're just spawning a random enemy in a random coordinate?
Yeah.
How are you making sure it's pathable? I forgot you were saying something, but I wasn't.
Well, that's right here. I haven't really added the structure.
Oh, okay.
It's more like roughly speaking.
Oh, where's he going? It's getting closer. Almost there. I hope he'll do the left coordinate before he goes back down to the bottom.
I mean, does it actually stop if he gets there?
Yeah, it stops.
Oh.
The thing automatically ends, and it prints out all his path. Oh, you might actually get there. This round up here. Oh, it's close. It's close. Is that plant not pathable? It's news to me. Oh, is looking. Think he's gonna do it. Think he's gonna do it this round. Yeah, think he's gonna do it. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, yes, 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 yes. No. Oh. Oh. Oh, he did it. Oh, he did it. Oh, snap. He did it. What's the printout here? Path efficiency 0.027. Total direct distance 121. So that's cool. He did it. So we did it. That was awesome. Okay, we'll see if the random and then for next week I'll have the next one done, which actually was while we do this, I'll actually pull out the to turn back on the Fog of War. Where's StarCraft 2? What the hell is Avowed? I don't know what that is, but it just opened up in the middle of my StarCraft, my BattleNet.
I think it's a game.
Is it a Blizzard game? What is it?
No idea.
Avowed, Forge Your Destiny in the new first-person fantasy RPG from Obsidian Entertainment. The fuck is Obsidian Entertainment? Now I gotta look this up.
Okay, so this function might add a probe on a different team somewhere on the map.
All right. Well, let me see if I get this. Where's the editor? Okay. Is it ready for me
If you leave the Fog of War off, we can see if it spawns easier.
Oh, true. Okay. You know what? Let's run in and see what happens.
It would be a pay to spend a lot of time searching for something that isn't there. But it should search a lot quicker.
All right. Let's see what happens.
It'll crash instantly because I wrote something wrong, probably.
Is that because you spotted it, or are you just assuming because
No,
you
I'm
wrote
just
it?
guessing.
It did crash.
Yeah.
Name point is not defined. What row is that? Line. Point is not defined. It's not say what.
Oh, here it is.
Oh.
Ah. I don't want the div. There we go. Should be line 10. Yeah, I don't. Should be line 103. I saw 103 in there. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, it's right there. It's the last
There it
error.
is. 103. There it is. Okay. All right. 103. Let's see. Nope, it's moving.
I guess I could have told it to print. Is there anything visible on the mini map?
Yeah, probably should have got to print that unit's location.
Yeah.
Can I use? Okay, I can use the cursor.
Not really
Not
seeing anything. Oh, I don't even see the unit that we know exists moving on. Oh, I kind of see something moving
Yeah,
on the
it's
mini map.
down in the corner.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, just do a print statement that says if exists. And we can say, see if we can find it. Yeah, I see no sign of this wayward.
Yeah.
The missing unit.
Wonder. Here's what the teams are.
Okay, so while Dog Tato is doing that, there's something I actually wanted to do on stream for everybody because I wanted to also look at the micro ladder because I think next challenge for next month will be around micro ladder bot in a much smaller capacity. This month is about this challenge. Next month I anticipate will be the micro ladder, and I myself actually have not spent any time looking at it, digging into it, and I thought it would be a good opportunity for us to check it out. Let's see if I can pick up some. Oh, is this ready to be tested? I just actually didn't know.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I just added the
Okay.
print a while ago. I was just trying to look up player ID and see what numbers it expects. Oh, here we go.
Let's see if I find this micro ladder. Competitions. Micro ladder. Here we go.
That didn't work.
I'll be honest, I'm not happy. It says no mind games. That makes me
Oh, I
very
didn't put an F in front of
what
the
happened to it?
string. I
It
forgot
just
to
says
put
random location.
I forgot the F.
Okay, well, let me close this and we'll start this back up again. Oh, what the hell? Oh, jeez. What is going on in the terminal? Okay, just close that terminal and try a new one. I don't know why that terminal kind of went crazy.
It seemed like maybe, I don't know, a bunch of code got pasted in it or something.
I don't know. Oh, was it?
Oh yeah,
was it my did I paste?
Well, I don't know, but yeah, it was like
That's
somehow
weird.
the error message got fed back into it.
No. Okay. I was like, oh, did I not have my virtual? Well, I guess it didn't seem to be a big deal. Anyways, it's run dot. Oh my god, I always keep. The Python run.py?
I think so.
Run.py? Or is there something else in between? I always forget. So it's just. Nope, that was it. Okay. While this happens, we're gonna look at this this micro ladder. Take a quick look. Enemy probe location at 78-130. It could be anywhere. So it does exist.
Yeah, that's the trouble is
Good news
supposedly
is it exists somewhere. Possibly. Maybe you should spawn like a big unit. Like a Colossus or something. Like,
yeah, or that.
maybe you just spawn in the map center.
Done.
Okay, yeah, let's just see if it exists somewhere. That is not a needle in a haystack. Okay, so I'll read off, while this is loading, I'll read off some of the new micro ladder. So it has 2 new maps. Oh, this just ended up covering my thing. Main goal of the season 2: be purely about unit micro, no mind games, which I think is that's probably the thing I dislike the most. I think micro should be a part of mind games, but that's me personally. Easy for new authors. Okay, have enough depth to be easy to jump in, but hard to master. Reasonably balanced matchups, bought with better micro wins. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, maybe it's the player 2 that's not working. There should be a mothership in the middle of the map, in theory.
Yeah.
I could try spawning it on team 1, maybe.
Try on team 1, because there's no team 2, because I think of the fact that I didn't call in a computer. Like, I think you, in the run PY, if I call in a computer or I change it so that there's a computer, then it will load with player 2. But let's try spawn it on the player 1 side and see what happens.
Yeah, changed.
Map 1 consists of tier 1 units, tier 1 units with the exclusion of sentries and small scale skirmishes. Map 2 has tier 1 and tier 2 units and tier 2 upgrades, but without actual air units. Full description of new maps. Each map has 5 pairs of rounds, a total of 10 rounds. Each round has an attacker. Oh, is this loading up? It is. Okay. Let's see if it
maybe that command just doesn't work.
No sign of this mothership.
Yeah, maybe client debug create unit.
Or maybe it only works in like melee mode, because this is arcade mode map, or it's set currently in arcade mode. Yeah, I don't see. Where are we calling? Are we calling get random enemy on start? Yeah, we had.
Well,
it's on start.
It's not really necessary to actually create a unit there, technically.
What do you mean? You wouldn't want to do it on. You wouldn't want to do it on step. You'd just be creating random enemy units.
Well, I mean, instead of actually creating a unit, we can just pick a position, and we could even like draw a debug box or sphere there.
Oh yeah. That's very doable.
And then
just you have to avoid it. But like I thought you would want to have one. Can you do that with range? For example, can you have a debug square that has like, oh, this is like range and don't run into it? Probably not. You can only just say like it's like.
Well, you're talking about where you want to avoid the enemy units.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of the next step. I'm just still trying to find using vision a position.
Oh, okay. So, well, you can just use it. Yeah, you could just use a debug. Okay, close that up. All right, so now I will show. Let's pull up one of the stream, one of the replays from the streams. I mean, from this. Oh, it does not. Why don't I see the replays? I cannot see replays. Oh, now I can see them. Okay. Let's pull out some of the top ones. No need to watch some of the less interesting replays. Let's pull up. It looks like Sharkles is number 1 so far, which I'm going to guess is Shark Nice's. Oh, is that ready to test, by the way?
We'll see.
This is weird. I don't know how I can see the replays. I'm just gonna download ones from SharkBot. Let's see this. Okay. One replay coming up. Let's see what this new micro. Oh, I don't have the maps. Okay, understandable. I think, even though it's a replay. Oh, I can't close it now. How do I download these maps? Okay, got 1 map. Got 2 maps. Did you draw the grid?
I told it to draw a blue box at the random position.
Okay. I'm gonna add these maps to my folder. I need to go to my maps folder. Okay, cool. Oh, random location is not defined.
That's true. Oh, secret location. That work? Oh, there it goes. All right.
I just pulled up. This is the replay. And I pulled up the replay. See if I wanted to see what this Hey Pablo. I wanted to see how what this micro arena is all about. Get a quick glimpse. I'm doing well, Pablo. Hope you're doing good. Okay, what happens here? I mean, why wouldn't you could just kite though? Wouldn't this just be kiting? Oh, they ran in. Oh, I see. Clever. If they're being targeted, they change their targets if they're being targeted. Interesting. What there? If I was to do this, I would. Is there no? Are they focus firing? Because that's what I would do. Oh, I think they are. I think he is doing focus fire. Let's see if he's doing focus fire. I don't know if they're doing focus fire because that's what I would do. But let's find out.
I mean, they definitely are. There's only so much to do.
Because I would think about because you might want to do the optimum amount of focus fire. Could you calculate the enemy's unit? You could calculate the enemy's health and only focus fire the amount of units required to kill one-shot them. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, but it gets fuzzy because maybe some of those units get killed before they have a chance to attack.
Good point. Good point.
And then I think there's also the element of just like body blocking.
Because that's what he's doing here. He's doing some body blocking here. I'm not a big fan of this. Like, okay, but he's doing something interesting. He's bringing in the stalkers to body block, and then he's backing them out. I don't know if I'm a fan of that still personally, but it's cute. I wonder how that works. This is an interesting choice. Trapped. It's an interesting choice, yeah. Like, I don't know if I'm a fan of bringing the stalkers into body block. I think that is a bad idea. But
you want their shields to go down so that you can regen it.
The stalkers?
Yeah.
No, I think you just keep the stalkers out but just keep them just out of range, and just try to pull.
Yeah, but if you can regen, then that means you have more effective HP in the fight. So, like, if you take that damage and then you pull them out.
Oh, you say you soak it up and then you pull out. Okay, all right, I follow you. That makes sense. Because if you take them to soak it up and then they pull them out before you've run out of, and then you've healed. Oh, we got some blink. Is he doing that now? Is he blinking? Oh, he is blinking out when they're no longer have shields. Interesting. Clever.
Yeah, they seem. Wow, that's a lot in the red there.
Okay, this is kind of cool. I think we should definitely try a part challenge. Oh. I wonder how he's doing this. Like, I'd be love to talk to maybe Shark Nice and ask him to explain how he's configuring this code. This would be kind of might be something fun worth to talk about. Wow, that was interesting. Okay, I admit that was actually more exciting than I was expecting. It's actually it was actually kind of more exciting than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be a little bit a little dry, but turned out to be actually kind of fun looking. What was Pablo saying? I think that the point here is that you have a default attack strategy, but when you have an enemy that can be easily get killed, then you have to change the strategy. Yeah, I think I actually have come around to what Dog Tato was saying, where you would body block, absorb as much damage as you can, and then pull out for shield regen. I think that's a little risky, because I don't know if I would. I get it why you would you do it, because you bring in, you go inside, you take up the damage, and then you get out. But then when you're retreating, you're a little vulnerable. You risk your unit getting killed. With Blink, that makes a lot of sense, because with Blink you're just out, and that's really super easy. With Blink, you come in.
Yeah, I think you would want them just slightly in front of where it's stalkers and zealots. You would want the stalkers just slightly in front so they soak the opening salvo from the enemy, but
Yeah.
and while the zealots are still closing distance, so that zealots kind of start
Where do they
meleeing at
spawn?
full health.
Okay, well let's take a look at one more map. I admit I'm a little addicted to that. It's a little fun. I have to admit it is actually more exciting than I was expecting it to be. There is Memshark, which I think is also actually Shark Nice has 3 bots on here, so that's a little sketch. Not sketch as in bad sketch, but I wasn't expecting there to be Shark Nice's bots floating all over. He's kind of dominant. He's taking the top 3 spots. So guys, we definitely have to change that. I cannot have Sharkbot taking over 3 spots. I should have one of these spots for sure. Oh, you know what? Sorry, guys. I actually don't have it up on the screen, so you can't even see the ladder. So let me pull that up. I realized that I didn't have my browser open. I can fix that in short order. I'm actually just looking at all these myself greedily. So yeah, Shark Nice has 3 bots holding up on the top spot. Also, something to keep in mind, I have started a newsletter. Pop it in here. It's free to join, and essentially I'm just gonna keep on top of what's going on in the community, things that I discover. I basically do a little bit of every 2 weeks I deliver a perfect. I deliver a little bit of knowledge and stuff that I learn, and I put it in a little blog post. Free to join, recommend it, do it up. And then also, if you're on there, if I'm beta testing some of these challenges, you get them first before I give them out to other people, because I wouldn't want to put them out to every member or whatever until I've known that they work. But I think this one is enough. This one is done enough that once I turn on the Fog of War, I'm actually going to send it out for people to try, and then and I'll make it part of the, I'll probably put it as a little bit of a rotation, this challenge. And then I'm going to bring up my other challenge, because I have another challenge. If you don't remember, I did one where you have to do the max out challenge. So I'm going to build out the max out challenge. That one probably won't be ready until late March, but or maybe earlier, because I already know how the max out challenge works. So that's pretty easy to build, but I have to put out the readme and crate so it's easy for you to boot up yourself. So okay, so let's pull out one more of these maps. I'd love to watch one more. Who would be? Oh, let's watch what Rasper's got in here. He's actually kind of low as in not number 1, and I kind of would expect him. Oh, actually, let's watch Ratosh. I'm a Kaninana fan, so let's see him go up against Who's is it Mew Combat Micro? Who's this? Who's this?
Probably Mew.
Oh, it's Mew. It is Mew. Let's watch him. Let's watch one against Mew, and then let's watch him against Sharpie. No, Shark. Where's Shark Nice's stuff? Did he not play against them? Memshark. Here we go. Let's watch what he does against Memshark. So we're definitely going to do a bot. It will be Terran because I have already done Protoss and I have already done Zerg. I have not done Terran before. So that will be the next group. That will be part of Assembly again, where we will be working on, and that will start in March. That way there's time for us to thing, and then next week we'll actually go back to this challenge. I think I'll have this challenge ready for us to go. If it's not, we'll start playing around with our new bot for this micro thing. Again, my goal is I want to keep everything to like about a month. You know, each session to about, or each project to about a month, so we're not working infinitum on. And it might not be each individual bot. It might be like each particular part. Maybe it's like we decide on a core strategy we want to add to that bot, and we're going to do that for a month, and then, which is just 4 sessions per month, and then we'll go and we'll go do something else. That way, it just kind of just gets stale. Or if you're just jumping into Assembly, you're like not mid project, and you have to get caught up. I think that might be healthy. May not. Maybe we'll just do it until completion if we find that's better. I'm just trying this out, seeing if that's what we want to do. And let's check out these 2 more things. I actually will apologize because I thought this challenge would have, getting the actual probe to the end of the map would actually have taken a few more sessions. But we got it in 2, so hurrah. But next week I will be able to at least put on random enemies on the map, and then we'll have to try to avoid them. I assume we won't get that done in 1 session, so maybe we will take longer than expected, but it's fine. This first version is ready for others to try. Let's see. Oh, who is this? Who did I just click on? We'll see which one. This is.
I did add drawing a box for the secret location.
Yes. Okay. After that, we'll take a look at that.
And I added a found secret location function that returns if the spot's visible.
Okay, so you only get Marines this first one. That is terrible. Oh no. How did they get so close?
Well, they really just kept going in. They didn't like. They're not retreating at all.
Back? No.
Yeah.
No. We need some stutter back. Now I wonder what happens is if I just use the stutter back commands of Eris. If that's just is that cheating? Oh no.
Probably not. I don't think there's any real rules.
Yeah. You know what? We should before we go today, I definitely would like to watch Eris's Rasper's version, because I don't see why. What is going on?
They're just like,
this is painful.
moving.
Also, I'll let people of the community, you guys can also choose the name of what our bot will be called. When we do this, I'll probably do a poll for you to give it a name, or to choose the strategy. Actually, I'm a little ambivalent to what our strategy will end up coding, but I'll be taking ideas. I'll probably put a community post on, and if you're obviously in our Discord, I'll just kind of have a open discussion about it. And if you're not on YouTube, I'll have a. Man, what is with this? What is with this very close range?
Oh gosh, no, not the Reapers.
No.
At least run away with Reapers.
No.
Okay, they kind of run.
Okay. Oh no.
They must have actually coded something for them since they have regen. But yeah, you can only kite so far.
Okay, that was a little. My soul hurt.
But man, they're not using grenades.
Do they have
so.
grenades?
Shouldn't
They
they?
do have grenades.
Oh yeah, wait, they are using.
Okay, boys, we're gonna have so much fun with this. I don't care. We're gonna have so much fun. You're gonna have grenades. Yeah, there's no way ours is gonna do that. There's no way. Do they have concussive? They do have concussive. You played around with formations, didn't you?
Yeah, I have like a system for moving in formation, but
I'd be
I
curious.
haven't really made like strategic formations out of it yet.
Well, we'll work together on that because I think I don't have any. I have strategic formation ideas, like from actually playing. I used to when I used to play Warcraft 3. I used to be so good at micro. Oh my god! I mean, actually, this is actually making me because StarCraft 2 is not so micro. It's not a very micro heavy game. It's very macro heavy. But StarCraft 1 and Warcraft 3, oh, micro, so juicy. I'm missing those days. StarCraft 2 kind of changed that up. I wasn't happy in the beginning. I've gotten used to it now. Oh, just because the game has been out. But when the game first came out, I was so salty. Not that you don't micro. It's not as effective as it was in the older games because you just make the units die so quickly. So you just make more, right? Macro became so important in StarCraft 2 over micro.
Yeah, my formations are just like multiple rows moving back, and it's just Marines, the Marauders and Hellions, Reapers, Banshees, Cyclones, Vikings, Battle Cruisers, Thors, Ravens, Siege Tanks, Medevacs,
when
and
you're
they're
doing
just
that,
like in that order. That's
are you just basically keeping an array of positions? Like, what are you doing? Like, how is that?
yeah.
I'm curious to know how you are you just telling them to move positions and keeping them in terms of like XY?
Well, I started out using like one unit as like the leader, and then basing
Mhm.
all the positions based on that.
Oh, it crashed. What happened? Random location not defined.
Oh, oh yeah, I must have not. Oh, yep, I didn't fix it there.
But what happens if that lead unit dies?
Well, that's why I changed it to not have that anymore. So now it has like a leaderless system.
Pablo says, just spread them. Keep distance between units. Check the positions is near another unit. That could be fluid. I mean, I could see that working. I need to turn off this browser. I could see that working. I wonder because maybe you'd want to keep an array of positions and then how would you do it? It's a fascinating conundrum. But I mean, really though, in terms of formations, like formations is a very Age of the Empire thing. But I wonder if it would work here in StarCraft.
I mean, it should. You want, like,
theory,
for instance, zealots up front to
yes,
buffer.
yes, you do. I'm just trying to think. How would you? It's such a fascinating problem. I'm actually very interested to dig into.
Basically, the way I do it is I have like, okay, these are all the units that are in a squad, and then you can like average their position to get a center point from it, and then you can say, okay, from this center point along the path this squad needs to take, what unit is closest to the front, and then you can kind of from that like figure out a position to like put everything in.
And then do you? I guess I presume then you kind of filter it out where if it equals X unit type. I wouldn't do unit type, because then I would probably do it by distance, attack distance. So that way you don't have to do it per unit type. You do it as long as this has the range distance of 1. So melee is always at front, and then range. That way it could be pretty fluid. So if you filter it out, and I've used filter as a very broad statement because you figure different ways to filter that. And so it's. Did you just have it? Did you have like different formations, like a concave, or was it just?
I haven't gotten that fancy with it. I've just done basically the groundwork to be able to do that, where it's like, okay, I've got a formation, which is like a, row, like sets of positions and offsets from the front center of the formation.
I'm thinking.
And then
Sorry. Go
like a
ahead.
position has like a unit type, so then I
Yeah.
just go through and say, okay, each unit go to the nearest unclaimed position for that unit type
So
kind of
you keep
thing.
track of what's claimed and unclaimed.
Yeah, and it's so when you do like a rotation, they can in theory get back into formation quicker than if they like have a fixed position.
I
So
mean, StarCraft 2 has always been about concaves, right? Having the perfect concave. Man, that would be that'd be also a cool video for me to do. Making the perfect concave. Man, I'd work on that. That would be a good video. I'm gonna actually put that sorry guys. I love to have, when I have ideas for long form videos, I have to write them down or I'll forget. And then I'll be like, what was the idea again? Which happens more often than I like.
yeah, calculating a concave for like a point is not too hard.
What about
'Cause-
moving with a concave?
Yeah, that was what I wanted to achieve. Was like because I didn't want them to like trickle in. I wanted it to like be in the concave as it approaches, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
that's what
So
I'm talking about. Maybe we should do roaches. Maybe I should do Zerg with roaches. But anyways, the game's up. Let's see if I can find this. I'm supposed to write this idea down, so I have to keep this idea down while I search for this random circle.
should be a blue at 96, 94,
94.
wherever that is. I don't know. I don't remember where 00 is on the map.
Maybe we can put it in the center so that could be anywhere.
Well, I mean, you can just draw a square in the center, but the idea is to check that the random location is
Oh, true. Good point.
valid.
Well, first I would check to make sure it's actually drawing said square. Yeah, I don't. Oh,
It should be like on the
found
diagonal
it,
of the
found
map.
it,
Yeah.
found it.
Somewhere.
So random.
I don't know which diagonal, but
Well, here it is.
one
We
of
found
them.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that works. That's cool. We could actually draw random squares and stuff in the map as debug, or I can actually input units randomly on the map. I think either one is.
Oh, so that's like baked into the map that it ends when the unit gets there?
Yes, that is baked into the map. I just put a trigger in there, so that's a.
I was looking through the code trying to figure out why it would stop, but not seeing it. Obviously. I mean, you can do the same thing with the what you have, but just
Yeah. Oh, actually, I don't know which one will be easier. Oh, I just closed my ID by accident. Because the only thing I would be leery of, well, I guess I don't know which one's easier. Whether I want to have it just that whether it randomly just spawns squares and you just have to avoid it, or if it's actual units with like actual consequences for the probe. So I mean, well, I guess if he dies, what happens? Does the game just close? Maybe it does. Maybe,
I think the bigger change is just to have the trigger be when it's visible.
Yeah, well, that's easy for me. That's super. I can do that.
Okay.
That's super easy. But then, because what you want those for these random, because if we have these random items in the path, oh, actually, maybe we should just have them anyways. Maybe we should have them anyways in. When you do the debug, can we assign it so that it's like, maybe not unmovable? What do we? Because how do you know that you have to stay away from it?
Well, I was still trying to find it.
Oh, you mean like the debug? Like the actual, like a square? Is that what you were? Oh, I see what you're saying. Ah, you would say using the square as actually like the goal as a random spot. Well, I think having it so that it can triggers to end makes it easier from the map perspective. Okay. What was Pablo saying? Sorry, Pablo, I got so caught up. Oh, is it still moving around? Still moving around.
Yeah, but that's a good idea for an iteration of it. You could have more spots that are like have to be avoided
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was using it
that
for the
trigger
avoided.
if you get too close to them, or
Well,
they're just larger spots and they trigger if they're.
well, it's the
I don't
triggering.
know how the map editor works.
Well, there's just the triggering part from like if we were doing to debug. I don't know how to trigger like the end of the like to close down. I guess you could put like an end condition if unit equals whatever one of these random points that is generated. But I know how to use the code editor or the map editor to put a condition that the game ends if XYZ equals. The code editor works. The triggers work very similar. It's just like pseudocode where if then or if then statement. It's like if X equals Y, then game ends. So let me first drop down this idea because I'm actually already starting to forget, so I need to just jot this down really quickly. Oh yes, I don't have to create a new one. I just have to open up my idea folder. Sorry guys, I really want to capture this before I forget because I've already started to forget. Content ideas. I'll zoom in. Sorry, I'm just gonna write this down. Where am I gonna? Oh, here it is. So I was saying something like creating a perfect concave should be, I think, pretty fun to do. Or it's maybe the perfect concave, like moving like an army, like a marching band. Concave. Formation. Marines. Yeah, that would make a cool video. Okay. I got that idea down. Cool. It's in there. Retreat position equals point position random on map. Oh, we're talking about the concave. Yeah, I think for Ares always has a stutter step back, so I don't know if we don't have to go that way. Maybe we just have to worry about the formation and how it interacts. That needs to be taken into consideration. Okay, let's close that up. That works. And then cool. So that works. And then I have one more. Nope, actually I wanted one more. I want to watch the replay that made from Rasper so we can see what troubles Rasper's having. Because obviously he's not top of the ladder and we're obviously going to use, well, I obviously would like to use the Ares framework just because I'm pretty familiar with the Ares framework. We'll see how he lost against a Sharpie bot, which is unusual, I guess. He lost against Sharkles. Let's see how this goes. And we'll call that. Okay, so then we'll start getting prepared overall, like, what kind of strategy I'll talk about it on the channel. What kind of strategy we want to do for our upcoming microbot in the future. And then in the meantime, next week, so what we were saying, Dogtano, is obviously Fog of War gets turned on again. Random units are in the thing, and I think should you know the end destination. Should you know where the where you're actually trying to send your unit. I think I actually will turn it into a single unit, like a marine or something, or a zealot, as opposed to the probe. That's why it has a little bit of shields to survive the damage it might take. Oh, look at this. Oh,
Oh wow. Some of these matchups might not be particularly even.
I wonder if the API can see force fields. Maybe just be
Yeah.
unpathable.
I'm sure it can.
Because you could actually just bait out the force fields and then just run around. Look at that. Okay, so actually, can we slow down that? I want to see that. Pablo's like, I don't believe in formation. I believe in performance. Okay, I'm curious to see because he came in at this. Look at this. He has like he has a formation going on here, but oh, okay, interesting. Oh, he does do it. Okay, he sees it. He sees it. But why is he still trying to go around it? What is he doing? Does he look like he saw the force field, but for whatever reason didn't yeah, there's something in his logic here that's not right. And I'm guessing it's a calculation of whether or not they can win the fight, but they don't have Burrow. Oh, Jesus. Come now. Go, go, go. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we can speed this back up again. Oh. All right, let's see this. Okay, so he has a formation going. Why are these Hydras not full range back? Why are they so close? Why are they so close? What is... Oh, no. Oh, that was so brutal. Maybe this will happen differently. Let's see this. Why are the Hydras leading the chart? Okay. All right. That's looking better. Where's the stutter step? Okay, it's stuttering. I would try to maybe I want to see focus fire. I think there should be a focus fire effort. I think whatever strategy we have to do, focus fire has to be a big part of it. And not to say that there's not some focus fire here, but I feel like if we have like the efficient focus fire where we're picking off the lowest health units first, it's like low health units out of the game. Like why are we focusing this immortal? Oh, this looks like it might be it might be a win. Oh no. Jesus. Oh. It's better than the Super Bowl.
Run away, stalker.
All right, let's see this one. This is a weird engagement. Okay, so far so good. Okay. We're not looking at a blowout. Oh. Fungal? Does it have fungal? It does have fungal. Fungal? Oh, it blinked away. So smart. Shark bot, why are you so smart? Snap. Cheapers. Oh, he's using the war prism. Does that mean you have do they have burrow? Oh, they do have burrow. You could use burrow for healing.
There's observers.
Oh, but you could target the observer. Take the observer down. I would take the observer. Wait,
there's two of them.
There's no detectors. Oh, you don't get any detective yourself. On your right, there is two.
They might have. They had an overseer.
Did they? They did. Okay. Yeah. Tickle the observer.
Well, assuming the observers are like
oh
decent targets.
Yeah, I think this would be really fun to play. I actually kind of like the idea of this. This is actually rubbing. I'm actually liking this a lot more the more I see of it. I see so much potential. Oh. Catch it. What's going on here?
I ran out of time. Held on long enough.
Oh, storm. These fungals. Oh, using hallucination. Clever girl. I like this. I like what we're seeing here. Okay, I actually do like this. This is looking kind of fun. I'm excited. I'm very excited. Oh. Is this the last one? Is this the last round? Hopefully. Jesus. Oh, but he moved out, so that's good. He got him, picked off 2 High Templars. All right. This is
that force field wall is definitely like hard coded.
Okay, but you can break that with, you could have broken that with the Ravagers. The Ravagers can break them with the attack. Good. Look at that, juicy. So good. What is this tag? Sharkles, I guess, Huh, okay, all right. So it wasn't actually as a blowout as I thought. It's just that the first rounds he didn't do too well, but okay, that's really cool. Okay. So that's Micro Arena. So we know what we got on our plate for the future. I am really excited. I actually don't know how we code for this though. Do you just download the map? How do you know what round you're in? I mean, is there a...
I think they're just square maps.
Yeah, but I don't know, how do you I mean, like, how do you tell your bot what round you're in? Like, how do you know?
I think there are
there tags?
It's like published what the matchups are. You might just have to look at what units you have to figure it out.
Interesting. Well, I think we can simply play around with it. I'll do more research on it, and when we get to the coding, we'll figure out the nitty-gritty next week. So we're gonna actually come close to an end this week. Next week we will be back doing our challenges. But I can't say that I'm not excited to play around with this micro ladder, because I admit I wasn't happy initially about the change, but I do like what I'm seeing. This does look a lot fun, like a lot of fun to code for. Looks like a lot of fun to try to outsmart opponents. I do agree with Dog Teto. Maybe some of these matchups are not the most balanced, but that can be fixed. That's not a big deal. And
Well, but I think both spots play both sides of the matchup, so if they both lose it, then it doesn't really count against them.
oh, you mean like what do you mean? They both both
I
kind
think
of.
that's how it works. I could be wrong, but it's been a few months since I was reading about what they were planning for micro.
You mean like switching what the matchup?
Yeah, like it's like Zerg versus Protoss, and then it replays it, but with swapped teams. I think that was the idea. I'm not sure. I couldn't really tell from watching that
Yeah.
if that's what was happening.
I will need to play around with it a bit more to get like a good sense of what we're looking at. But overall, I can say that because I still need to know and figure out how do like when you're coding it, how do you like, oh, this is round 1, or if it's round 2, if it gives you a tag, if you like, I think that can be solved simply by looking at what if there are other downloadable bots, and then like kind of seeing how other people are doing it, and then we can just follow that lead. I can even ask Rasper straight up, and he'll just probably tell me. Okay, cool. So I think we have a good solution here for back to our challenge. Turning my attention back to our challenge, I think we have a good solution. I will next week. It should be easy for me to automatically turn back on the Fog of War for this one, which is easy. And then next part of the challenge. I haven't really. I'll put this in the Discord and I'll discuss it. But whether or not it should be a static location, you know the location, and you just have to get there safely, which I guess is probably pretty good. You just want to get there safely, point A to point B safely, and then you just have to focus on pathing, making sure your unit just doesn't get killed.
Yeah, I mean they're two different things. Like if you don't know the location, that would be similar to like you're looking around to see if there's a proxy kind of thing.
Well, that's what we have. Like I feel like that's when we put on the Fog of War. That's what this is kind of.
Except that it doesn't use vision, which is a big difference.
What do you mean?
Well, it just uses probe being on the position.
Oh yeah, well I'm gonna turn off vision. I'm gonna turn back on the Fog of War. So this one will have back Fog of War. It's original one. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, but then you also need to know that like the spot isn't in your current vision, so you don't have to go check like all those spots. So it needs some way to know when the spot is visible. I don't know if you can do that in the map so much. You could do that with just a random unit, I guess.
Oh, because I see, because like because it's not doesn't have a tag. It does have a tag because it's called beacon. There is an ID tag for it. It's called beacon. So if I gave up it is called Protoss large beacon unit ID. So you could just say if unit ID beacon is not visible, then
if it's like an actual entity in the map, then yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, it's an actual unit ID in the map. It actually has a unit ID. So actually, did I program that in? No, I took it out because I couldn't. I had it originally, but so I can actually put it in there in the original instructions that you can use the unit ID of the thing. It's called maybe I'll put it in the I'll put it in the README originally where it's just called unit type ID Protoss beacon. So you can just say if it is visible, right? So we can actually test that next week. We'll test that. I'll turn back on the Fog of War. We'll test that, and then we'll test the new version of this, which will be the location that you need to go to. So you should I have vision? The Fog of War. Maybe we should still you'll have the Fog of War off. So Fog of War. Sorry. Fog of War will be on. You'll know the location. And you have to get there safely. So units will spawn randomly on the map, and your unit has to get there to wherever it needs to get there safely. And then I don't know what the other advanced version that I don't have to discover. I don't have to figure that one out till later. I was thinking to include the unit changes into a Reaper. You need to jump the cliff or whatever, but that is not today. So next week we'll be testing this again, and I'll have a little variation. We'll have variation number 2 to play around with. Perfect. And then let's start closing it down. Let me do my little ending remarks. I feel like I've thought through this fairly well. Okay. All right, so that was assembly. That was this week. That's week 2 of our challenges. Next week we'll be back. A couple things to note, if you haven't already. I've started doing a bi-weekly newsletter. Exclamation mark. I guess I put sub now in the chat. So exclamation, sign up for it if you want to keep up on what's going on. I kind of put behind the scenes of the videos I'm working on, also things that I picked up around the community. Talking about some of the challenges I'm building. That's probably the best way. And then the other thing, if you want to actually join one of these weeks in the challenges here in the chat, and you're not just behind the scenes here in the channel, exclamation mark join there. And then the last but not least, if you want to build your own bot, I have created a template. And I actually don't remember the exclamation mark for that one, unfortunately. I have completely forgotten what the exclamation mark for that one is. That's a little embarrassing. Streamlabs. I should have made it easier for me to remember. Is it actually... All right, everyone, you'll have to bear with me while I try to pull up what the stuff for the template. It's in the description now, so you know that for sure. Because I have them everywhere. And it's just a template. You can get started anytime. I made it as simple as possible to start off with a Zerg bot. I'm actually going to start adding to that template, because originally all it does is that you just make a Zerg bot that rushes. But I feel like that it's not enough for a person to, like, if they want to, sure you can build build onto it after that and do whatever you want. But I think some people I have had someone brought up that, they want to know how to do this, or how do I make queens? And if I actually end up making a template a little bit more modularized, so if you want to learn, how to build queens in it, and how to, I actually started doing that with the template, and I'm like, this is actually getting a little complicated and a little difficult for me to manage, and I don't know if people actually give a crap about it. So I'm like, I just keep it simple. So I got one feedback. So if other people who do it and they're like, hey, if you add a little bit more for this, I will gladly do that and keep adding to that. For now, though, while I hopefully rattle off while I try to figure out the exclamation mark. Oh, it's just exclamation mark template. Holy crap. Okay, well, that's silly for me. Exclamation mark template. Give it a shot. The whole point of the template is, I think sometimes it is a little difficult to start from scratch creating a bot. So this is meant to make it a lot easier for you, so you don't have to Google or look around, or look at, control F in the channel of the SC2AI channel for how to do certain things. So I'm trying to streamline it for people trying to get into making bots, so you get stuck less. Right, really, that's my goal, is that you get stuck less, and you at least by the end of it, you have just a working bot you can put on the ladder. And after that, you can obviously tinker around and do whatever, but you want to have a bot that's kind of robust, and it has the things you basically need to have a strong melee bot on the ladder. And that's my end goal. Right now it just rushes, but obviously you want to have some, maybe one strategy in there, what have you. I would obviously do it personally. I might do it with the Ares framework, because I find the Ares framework is easier. Feedback from you, let me know. Okay, I've rattled off long enough. Hopefully I will see you next week here, Monday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, here on the channel. Probots is coming back in a couple of weeks. I haven't announced anything, but I'm still working on it behind the scenes. And then new episodes of Bits of Codes. Make sure you're subscribed. Love you guys lots. See you next week.